So I just seen the movie The Smashing Machine, and here are 3 reasons I thought it was a solid film. Roll the intro. So number 1 is The Rock. In this movie we follow the story of Mark Kerr, portrayed by Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock. Mark Kerr is an exceptional UFC fighter, undefeated and dominant in his matches. He also has a wife Dawn, played by Emily Blunt. The movie takes us through Mark's journey in a fighting tournament in Brazil, where coming from a wrestling background, he often relies on grappling and takedowns to defeat his opponents. After winning the championship, we get a glimpse of Mark's daily life. He seems to have a good relationship with his wife and generally comes across as a chill and kind person. However, he is also falling into a deep addiction to painkillers. What makes this film stand out is Dwayne Johnson's acting. Normally, his performances can feel like him playing himself, which sometimes becomes repetitive. But in this role, he delivers a more nuanced and original portrayal of Mark Kerr. We truly see his acting potential here, and I hope to see more roles where he explores different acting styles in the future. Fast forward, Mark gets invited to another MMA tournament in Japan, and this leads to my next point, the downfall. So in the Japanese MMA tournament, Mark prepares to face his next opponent. Before the match, an interviewer asks him what he would do if he lost. Mark has no answer. After all, he never lost a fight and is confident he will win again. Before the tournament, his wife Dawn flies from the US to Japan to see him while he's stretching. They have an argument because Mark seems uninterested in her being there, which adds tension before the fight. Finally, the match begins and Mark steps into the ring to fight Igor Vovchanchyn. Hopefully I said that right. The match ends controversially. Igor repeatedly strikes Mark in the head with his knee while he's bent over, an illegal move. The referee misses it and awards Igor the win. Mark is furious and complains to his agent, claiming the victory was unfair. This moment is a crucial turning point in Mark's story. A man who has never lost is suddenly confronted with defeat, even if technically the match is later ruled a no contest. The film captures the shock, confusion and emotional turmoil of facing loss for the first time. It shows the audience how even someone who seems invincible can be profoundly affected by failure, highlighting the importance of learning from setbacks. This will then lead me to my last point, acceptance. So following the tournament, Mark spirals into a deep painkiller addiction. His wife Dawn is deeply concerned, but he continues down this destructive path. Eventually, his addiction leads to an overdose and he is hospitalized. At the hospital, his friend Mark Coleman, another UFC fighter, visits him and urges him to get his life back on track. This confrontation is the turning point for Mark. He realizes the severity of his actions and decides to quit using painkillers. By the end of the film, Mark loses the UFC Championship title, which is won by his friend Mark Coleman. However, Mark is no longer consumed by the fear of losing. Instead, he feels genuine happiness for his friend's victory. The story effectively portrays Mark Kerr's character development from a flawless fighter who struggles with defeat to addiction to a man who accepts loss, overcomes his struggles and emerges stronger. The film is inspiring, especially for aspiring fighters or anyone facing life's biggest loads. It demonstrates that even after setbacks and personal struggles, it's possible to recover and grow as a person. So in conclusion, those are 3 reasons I thought The Smashing Machine was a solid film. If you have your own opinions on the movie, make sure to drop it down in the comments below. And until next time, take care and J-Fan.